Hi everyone. So this video is regarding a product framework that you can use in any of the product case questions that you come across in different kind of interviews. So different kind of interviews in product management would include interviews like product design questions, product strategy questions, and root cause analysis questions. So it is not advisable to use a particular framework for every of your questions, but using a framework can be beneficial in some ways. Like you can structure your thoughts and communicate it in a better way to the interviewer. Sometimes it happens that what you are thinking, you're not able to communicate it properly to the interviewer, and that might lead to your rejection ultimately. So it's important that what you think is correct and the same level of importance is given to how you can communicate those correct thoughts in a correct way to the interviewer. So a generalized framework that I have prepared for different kind of product questions can be somewhat like as you can see on your screen. So there would be a question that would be given to you by the interviewer, and you need to clarify that question as much as possible. So this is the first step, guys. So you need to again ask to the interviewer that what is the goal, and he needs to give you an answer till the point that you are properly convinced that I need to go down this niche. You need to ask as many questions as possible, like what is the goal, what are we trying to achieve here, why do we need to do this, and stuff. Once you understand the question, then you can ask for 2 to 3 minutes to think about your approach, overall approach. And in the meantime, you can think about the competitors of that product. And if you have used that product, you can even give your experience about that product. Once you go past this stage of 2 to 3 minutes, you can then start thinking about the different kind of user segments that would be involved in this product. So for let's say you are going to make a Uber for blind people. This is just an example. So if you're going to make an Uber for blind people, you need to list the different kind of user segments. And for this, you need to ask clarifying questions. The clarifying questions might include questions like, is the person blind from birth? Has the person met some accident? And these questions should also be meaningful. Like if the person is blind from birth, he has no sense of idea at all of the words and stuff. But if he has been not not been blind completely from birth, then he has lived a lifetime in which he has experienced those words and he knows some of the things. So that is called partially blind. So you need to ask questions like these. Then you need to create the user segments, and mind you, you need to create mutually exclusive user segments. This is because ultimately you need to derive some pain points for each of the segments, and it should not happen that the pain points of any of the two segments are collapsing or colliding with each other. So this might give a clarity to you as well as the interviewer of what you are doing. So once you decide the user segments, then you need to go ahead with a particular user segment. So you need to give reasons as to why you are using or why you are going ahead with this segment. The simple reason that can be here that this particular segments occupies the biggest market share, and hence the goal, you can directly relate it to the goal that for the goal of revenue or anything for that reason, I am choosing this segment because this is the biggest segment. Once you identify that particular segment, you need to go down the use cases and gaps. By the gaps I mean the pain points of these segments. A pain point can be anything that is causing the user to not use the product or not able to fully use the product to its complete potential. So you need to then identify the pain points for that particular segment that you just chose. And you need to give at least 2 to 3 pain points because you need to give the prioritization ahead. So you need to give at least 2 to 3 pain points for this particular segment. And once these pain points are given by you, you need to prioritize these pain points. And this simple prioritization can be on the basis of how much is the pain point solving the problem of the customer. If the pain point is big, then you need to solve it at the first go. So you need to prioritize the pain points, and then you can move towards the solutions and features part. So that would be for that particular pain point that you are about to solve. You need to propose at least 2 to 3 solutions. Like you have to give a moonshot idea, and the other two solutions can be roughly some of the other adjustments in the product, but one of the solutions has to be a moonshot idea. Once you are at the point of giving the solutions, and mind you, in the entire conversation between you and the interviewer, you need to have a continuous flow of dialogues from both the sides. After each of the steps, that is mentioning competitors, listing user segments, listing pain points, listing the solutions, you need to have a continuous dialogue with the interviewer, and you can generally say to him that this is my approach and I'm thinking in this direction and I want to go in this direction. Is this assumption correct to you or not? According to that, the interviewer might give you some inputs based on which you can then further decide your new directions. So once at the point when we are at the solutions, you need to prioritize the solutions too. So this prioritization can be used. There are many frameworks for prioritizing solutions. One of the framework is the RICE framework. So RICE frameworks basically refers to reach, impact, experience, and confidence. So basically what you need to do is you need to quantify the reach of the solution, the impact of the solution, the confidence of the solution, and the amount of effort that is going to be taken to implement this solution. So this is basically R into I into C divided by E. The score, that is the feature for which we are getting the highest score, would be chosen as the prioritized solution. At this point, you need to give some metrics that you would be able to track for measuring the success of this proposed solution. The metrics can be anything like I would be tracking monthly active users, weekly active users, daily active users, the time spent on the app, and number of clicks on a particular button. Anything that can be anything, but you need to track what would be the adoption and activation and engagement upon your particular solution. So this was the entire kind of framework, a generalized framework that you can use. And once again, I'm repeating, in the entire conversation should be a dialogue between you and the interviewer. So after each major step, you need to confirm it with the interviewer that you are going in the correct direction. Thank you guys. This was all for the first video. Thank you.